All right, so welcome to the deep dive. And today we are talking all about self-care.
Ooh, self-care.
We are going deep into this article
Oh,
called
yeah.
30-Day Self-Care Challenge to Prioritize Yourself. And it's from the blog Inside of Happiness.
Okay.
And our goal is to really, sift through all of the noise and give you some actionable strategies,
Yeah.
to have a happier and less overwhelmed year.
Love that.
And I have to say, I see so many of these 30-day challenges out there.
Right. I
Like,
know.
where do I even begin?
There's so much information about self-care.
Exactly.
And that's, I think, why we're here.
Exactly.
We're here to help you, cut through the noise
Yes.
and figure out what actually is going to work for you.
Yes, I love that.
Yeah.
And this article kicks off by defining self-care. And I have to say, when I think of self-care,
Yeah.
I think of, bubble baths and face masks. But this article points out that it's so much more than that.
It really is. It's about, the small, everyday choices
Yeah.
that nourish you mentally, physically, and emotionally.
I love that.
Things like setting boundaries,
Yes.
fueling your body with healthy foods,
Yes.
connecting with friends who lift you up.
Yes.
Or even just disconnecting from technology for a little bit.
Those are great examples. I
Yeah.
love that. And it really, makes you realize how much self-care is already woven into our lives without us even realizing it.
Totally.
And you know what I found really interesting is that this article frames self-care as an act of self-love, even an obligation to ourselves, rather than, something selfish.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
I think that's a really powerful shift in perspective.
Yeah.
Because so often we think about self-care as a luxury.
Right.
Like, oh, if I have time or, extra energy
Right. Or money.
or money. Yeah. But if we start to see it as an investment
Yeah.
in our well-being,
Yes.
then it becomes much more essential.
It's like that saying, you can't pour from an empty cup.
Exactly. And when we prioritize self-care, we're not only taking care of ourselves, but we're also showing up as our best selves for the people around us.
I love that. Okay, so now this article presents this 30-day challenge,
Okay.
but we know you're busy.
Right.
So we're going to highlight a few of the challenges that really resonated with us.
Sounds good.
Ones that are simple, but yet potentially transformative.
Okay, let's dive in.
Okay, so day 9 says, write the names of 10 people you are grateful you have in your life.
Yeah.
It's simple enough, right?
Yeah.
But why is gratitude so powerful?
I mean, there's a lot more to gratitude than, just feeling good. Studies have shown that practicing gratitude can actually rewire our brains.
Oh, wow.
Leading to increased feelings of happiness and contentment.
Wow.
It helps us focus on the positive aspects of our lives rather than dwelling on the negative.
That's so fascinating.
Yeah.
I've heard about gratitude journals and stuff, but never really understood the science behind it.
Right.
It's definitely adding that to my list.
Yeah, good one.
Okay, what's next?
Day 28. Watch the clouds for a few minutes.
Okay, that one seems perfect for just those moments when you just need a break.
Yeah,
Is this tied to mindfulness in some way?
absolutely. This simple act of, just observing the clouds
Mm.
really encourages mindfulness,
Mm-hmm.
which is all about bringing your attention to the present moment without judgment. And, studies show that mindfulness can reduce stress hormones,
Wow.
improve focus,
Wow.
and even boost creativity.
Wow. I never would have guessed that just watching clouds could have such a profound effect.
I know, right?
It seems so simple, yet so effective.
Totally.
All right, let's hear about one more challenge.
Okay, how about day 12?
Dress up with the latest clothes you got for yourself, even if you're staying home all day.
Ooh, I love that one.
Ah.
I have to confess, sometimes I'll put on a nice outfit just to feel good while I'm working from home.
Yeah,
Is that considered a legitimate form of self-care?
absolutely. This challenge is all about celebrating yourself.
Embracing self-expression.
Yeah.
It's a reminder that you deserve to feel good in your own skin, no matter the occasion.
Yes.
Plus, it can be a fun way to boost your mood and confidence.
I think sometimes we dismiss those little things,
Totally.
but they can make a real difference.
I agree.
So I've got gratitude, mindfulness, even a little fashion therapy,
Love it.
a great mix of self-care challenges. But I know our listeners are probably wondering, how do I make this work for me?
Right.
How do I personalize these ideas?
Yeah, good question.
Yeah, that's where the real magic happens, right? How do we personalize these ideas?
Exactly. It's not about, blindly following a list or anything.
Right.
It's more about understanding, the principles behind these
Yeah.
challenges and really adapting them to fit your own needs and preferences.
Right. So for example, if I value spending time in nature, that doesn't necessarily mean that I have to book a week-long camping trip.
No, not at all. It could be, as simple as like taking a walk in the park during your lunch break,
Okay.
bringing a plant into your workspace,
Okay.
or even just like looking at nature photography for a few minutes.
Okay.
It's really just about finding those small and accessible ways
Yes.
to connect with what brings you joy.
I love that small steps, big impact.
Exactly.
Okay, speaking of small steps, this article also emphasizes consistency
Yes.
when it comes to self-care.
Consistency is key.
Okay.
Yeah, self-care isn't a one-time fix.
Right.
It's really about making, those small acts of self-love a regular part of your routine.
Okay.
Think of it like brushing your teeth.
Okay.
You wouldn't expect to brush once a month and have sparkling white teeth.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah.
It really helps to reframe it as like, a necessary habit
Exactly.
rather than an occasional indulgence.
Exactly.
Okay, and this brings me to another point that this article highlights.
Okay.
Be kind to yourself. I think that is something we often forget in our, fast-paced, achievement-oriented culture.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's so important to remember that self-care is a journey,
Yeah.
not a destination.
Right.
And, there will be days when you nail it, and there will be days when you completely forget to prioritize yourself.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Right.
It's all about progress, not perfection.
That reminds me of a quote I saw recently, and it said, self-care is giving the world the best of you instead of what's left of you.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Oh, no, right? It really resonated with me.
Yeah, and it perfectly captures why self-care is so crucial.
Yes.
It's not selfish to prioritize your well-being.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, it's the most generous thing you can do for yourself and the people that you care about.
Because when you fill your own cup, you have more to give to others.
Exactly. You show up with more energy, more patience, more compassion.
Okay, so let's recap what we've learned so far.
Yeah.
We talked about, self-care is essential. It's diverse and it's customizable. It's about those intentional choices. Yes.
That nourish your mind, body, and spirit.
Absolutely. And it's not about adding, more to your to-do list.
Right.
It's about making space for what truly matters.
Yes.
For what brings you joy and helps you recharge.
This 30-day challenge is a fantastic starting point. But ultimately, you have the power to create a self-care routine that fits your unique lifestyle and your preferences.
Totally. And remember, it's an ongoing process.
Yeah.
Be patient with yourself, experiment, and find what works best for you.
I love that. Now, before we wrap things up, I want to leave you with a thought-provoking question.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Hit me with it. What if, instead of viewing self-care as a luxury, we saw it as a necessity?
Okay.
A non-negotiable part of our daily routine, just like brushing our teeth or eating breakfast.
That's a really interesting shift in perspective.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really makes you think about how we prioritize our well-being.
Yes.
We wouldn't skip brushing our teeth just because we were busy.
Right.
So why do we so often neglect our mental and emotional health? It's true. It is so easy to get caught up, in the hustle and bustle of daily life.
Right.
And just kind of put our own needs on the back burner.
Yeah.
But, the truth is that taking care of ourselves is essential
Yes.
for really showing up fully in all areas of our lives.
Absolutely. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground today. We talked about the importance of self-care,
Yeah.
debunked some common myths, and even got some inspiration from that 30-day challenge.
Yeah.
But before we go, we want to leave you with a concrete action step.
Absolutely. So here's a question for you to ponder.
Okay.
What is one small act of self-care that you can commit to today?
It doesn't have to be anything grand or time-consuming.
Right.
Maybe it's taking 5 minutes to meditate,
Yeah.
calling a friend you haven't spoken to in a while, or simply, enjoying a cup of tea in silence.
Ooh, I like that one.
Yeah.
Or, maybe treating yourself to a healthy and delicious meal.
Yes.
Or spending, even just a few moments in nature, soaking up the fresh air and the sunshine.
I love it. The key is to just make that conscious choice.
Yeah.
To prioritize your well-being.
Yeah.
Even in small ways. And remember, self-care is not selfish.
No.
It's a way to recharge and refuel.
Yeah.
So you can bring your best self to everything you do.
Absolutely. It's about, recognizing your worth.
Yeah.
And giving yourself the care and attention that you deserve.
So as you go about your day, we encourage you to just, ask yourself, what can I do for myself today?
Yeah. Love that.
Even a small gesture can make a big difference in your overall well-being.
I agree.
And remember, we're all on this journey together.
We are.
We'd love to hear what self-care practices you're incorporating into your life. So feel free to share your insights with us on social media.
Please do.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into self-care.
Yes, thank you.
Until next time, take care of yourselves.
And remember, you are worth it.